Ethan Grant was the kind of man people either envied or feared. At just 36, he was one of the wealthiest real estate developers in the city. But what truly set Ethan apart wasn't just his money, it was the arrogance that came with it. He believed that everything had a price, especially women. And for the longest time, he wasn't wrong. They flocked to him, beautiful, well-dressed women who laughed at jokes that weren't funny and said yes even when they wanted to say no. Ethan didn't see relationships as partnerships. To him, women were accessories, something to flaunt, use, and discard. He didn't even hide it until he met Ava. Ava worked at a local bookstore. She was quiet but strong, thoughtful but firm. Her clothes were simple, but there was a fire in her eyes that wealth couldn't dim. Ethan walked in one afternoon, bored and in need of distraction. The moment he saw her, he smirked. "Coffee later?" he asked. "I don't go out with arrogant strangers," she responded. His ego stunned. "You know who I am." "I don't care who you are," she said, finally meeting his eyes. No woman had ever said that to him. Ethan chuckled. "You'll change your mind." "I doubt it." Challenge accepted. He kept coming back, buying books he never read just to see her. And every time, Ava remained the same, polite, distant, unimpressed. "You think money makes you interesting," she said one day, when he offered to buy the entire bookstore if she agreed to dinner. "It usually works," he shrugged. She stared at him, calm and cool. "That's sad." For the first time in his life, Ethan didn't know what to say. Weeks passed. His charm didn't work. His wealth didn't work. But something else began to happen. He started listening to her. He began reading the books she recommended. They talked about life, values, pain, and dignity. She challenged his views, called him out on his shallow thinking. And slowly Ethan began to see it, how empty his world had been. He remembered how his own mother had suffered in silence, in a loveless marriage. How he'd grown up thinking women existed to endure, not to be honored. And how wrong he had been. Ava never gave in to his money, but she gave him something more valuable: truth. Eventually, Ethan stopped trying to win her with things and started working on the man he had become. He sought therapy, apologized to the women he had hurt, donated to shelters for abused women, not for praise, but for healing. Months later, Eva finally agreed to have coffee with him, not because he was rich, but because he was finally becoming someone worthy of respect. The end. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories.